What is up, peeps? Burn here. We are looking at a PvP event assault. My team and I put together a strategy to defeat this team, 101 Dragons. And so I'm one of 4 attackers. I'm going to be a lead attacker. I'm really not going to stop. I'm just going to keep hitting them using refill packs. Interfires if I have them. I didn't at this stage in the game, but just going to start hitting their highest level players, work my way down through the ranks, and then we had a few lower level players. Now this isn't a super high level team. They have one big gun, they have one level 94 player, but they're a very active team, so they're definitely a little bit of a force to be reckoned with, or cockroach, depending on how you like to look at things. So what we do with our low-level players is we set a queue for them, and we ask them to, be ready with their energy attacks, and we have one of our, mid to high-level players. In this case, it was Jax. She's up there with me, about 64, and she was going to be their dedicated support, and it's really imperative to have someone dedicated to you when they're doing support runs, because if you go and you going for this big level base, it's kind of embarrassing and it's a waste of energy if you lose in that attack because your lead or your support didn't join you. So Jax is running support. I told her to get a couple runs in to reset her, start the timer on her refill, and then to just do full on support. And if it got really hairy, she's got some refill packs. She could jump back into battle and kind of help us hammer them down. So this is like the first part. It doesn't even seem like they're getting off the bench. So just picking on their highest level players while we can, and sort of feeling them out, see if there's any sort of defense, which didn't really seem to be. So just kept jumping right back in and out. And so Jax was also going to be our eyes for team chat, because we had 4 of us. It's me, Zolar, Abyss, and Lord Thumper, and we're all just hammering away at this team with whatever we got. And Jax is going to be keeping an eye on team chat, because most of the time she's going to be sitting there waiting for her lead as she's supporting to go, her lower level to go. So she's going to keep an eye on team chat, and also eye on the scoreboard, and just sort of give us quick updates if we come back and look at team chat at all. So most of the time we just had our heads down and just trying to annihilate this team. So also a little bit of a gameplay. I definitely made some solid moves. Right there I bubbled. It's about a half a bubble, because I saw that blue mage. It's not like I didn't see it, but that fire turret is such a bigger threat. So I took half a bubble, and lost the rest of it. So what can you do? You win some, you lose some. But if you can't make good decisions, you can mitigate some of the damage by making decent decisions, sort of like chess. So on my Nyx, because I'll probably get into little reasons why I do some of the things a little later. My Nyx has passive cannon resist, and I have an epic rune on her, and it has I think it's wisdom, but it could be rage epic rune. And one of the other parts of the epic is that it has a hint of trebuchet, a little treb resist. So I can you'll see me sometimes sit on a treb, and definitely sit on cannons if I can. Okay, getting some decent points. Got their biggest players except for that big gun, and so I'm just going to kind of chew through the ranks here non-stop. Now, interestingly, this base Ifray, they ended up coming back about a half an hour later. I ended up hitting this base toward the very end of the battle. So I wonder if there's a timer that because mostly in event attacks you can attack a player once, and then kind of gets X'd out till you can't do it again. So you should, if it's a higher level player, get your inner fires in, stack them early. But I think after an amount of time that players sort of reset and you're able to attack them again. I think I missed the opportunity to put the heal on that bounty harbor. I did. So could have brought Nyx up a bit. I'm sorry, but Etna up a bit more. This is a pretty sweet move right here. I leave the farms. I talk about slowing down the pace of the game. So I leave the farms and I can shoot way ahead. I call it the sniper move, and then come back and take out those farms. It's a little risky because sometimes the farms will try to heal themselves, but I'm way overpowered for this base, so it wasn't really an issue. And as a hunter, I usually try to not always go for the boats, maybe go for the big boats, keep that burst up, because when you come around that turn and you got no bursts, it's actually not a smart move, but I was fine. Get him out boaties. And again, I think I do it here. Oh, that is a sweet move right there. I put the healing mark on the ruby farm. Didn't know you could do it. I actually saw someone do it to me. And so I'll actually show you a bunch of slick places to put the healing mark, whether you're using Druid or Druid, I just like saying it like that, or you're using Eden, anybody with a healing mark. So like I can just kind of put it all over the place. It doesn't really count on the base, but it's sort of it's me like sticking it to them. But a couple slick moves. If you see a red mage tower and you can't get that healing mark, you're going down. A really, really slick move you can do is put the healing mark on a monument or a statue, like I did with the ruby mine. So there was a red mage there. I was able to get the healing mark on the ruby mine, and the mage is actually just protecting the tower. So it's a sweet way to sort of manipulate the game mechanic of the red mage tower. It's not protecting the statue and the monument. So a little slick way to able to use a red spell near a red mage tower, as long as you're not going for any one of the towers that it's protecting. Coming in with my Nightshade, my absolute favorite dragon. Don't like lightning, so drop the Crumble to Dust, weaken it. Crumble to Dust is a 2-part spell. First placement will weaken the towers. Also will increase your damage to the towers. If you are able to place it again over that same, by any tower that's affected, it will literally nuke any tower. I don't like level matters. I've done it on level 80 farms, and they just I haven't seen anything that can resist it. But it's a huge portion of your rage. It takes 2 to put the Crumble to Dust down, and then 2 to nuke. So, but a lot of people actually don't know that. They don't know it's a 2-part spell. Really great spell for farms. Always keep my rage up for the end, and then I just, especially if someone's getting saucy trying to heal those farms, I just nuke the entire thing. Sweet business.